Come sit, child. I have a story your heart has been waiting for.
Emily swallowed, her voice small. I'm not here for money, or blame, or anything. I just wanted to know where I came from. My heart pulled tight. I reached for her hand. You came from love, I said softly, even if it was a complicated kind. But the moment my fingers touched hers, a shadow moved outside the window. My husband noticed it too. His body stiffened. My son's jaw tightened. Did you see that? Emily turned, wiping her tears. Another shadow passed. Slow, deliberate. Someone was outside. My husband stepped toward the door, protective instinct flaring in his posture. But before he reached it, a loud, aggressive knock shook the door. 3 sharp bangs. Not human. Not polite. Not patient. My son moved toward it. Who the hell? My husband grabbed his arm. Don't open it. The knock came again. Then a voice. A voice I thought I'd never hear again. A voice that didn't belong to any of us. Lydia. Knuckles hitting the wood harder. Open the door. My breath collapsed. No, it couldn't be. Emily's face went pale. That's... My voice broke. He's dead. But the voice on the other side of the door sounded unmistakably like Samuel. My son backed away. Dad, didn't she say he died? My husband's hand tightened on my shoulder again. He did, he whispered. The shadow outside shifted, and the voice came again. Stronger. Closer. Lydia, let me in. My hand flew to my mouth as I stumbled backward. Emily gripped my sleeve, terrified. But my husband, my steady, rational, grounded husband, looked more afraid than I had ever seen him. And that's when I realized that letter Emily brought. It wasn't the only message Samuel left behind. And whatever was happening outside my door was about to shatter everything we thought we knew. The pounding on the door grew harder, so hard that the picture frames rattled on the wall. Emily clutched the sleeve of my dress, her breath coming in sharp, frightened gasps. My son stepped in front of us, his shoulders squared, trying to hide the fear that flickered in his eyes. And my husband, the way he stared at that door, like he already knew what waited on the other side, chilled me to my bones. Lydia, the voice repeated, low and echoing. I told you I'd come back. My knees buckled and my husband caught me just before I collapsed. Don't go near that door, he whispered. But Samuel is dead, I protested weakly. Charles shook his head. That's not his voice. Not anymore. My son swallowed hard. What does that even mean? Before any of us could answer, the front door handle began to turn. Slowly, deliberately, even though it was locked. The metal twisted with a soft click, like invisible hands were playing with it. My breath hitched. Charles. I know, he whispered. Emily stepped closer, her voice trembling. He said he wrote to you before he died, that he had things unfinished. He never said anything about this. My husband pulled me behind him. Everyone stay back. But then, as suddenly as it started, the turning stopped. Silence. A long, terrible silence that wrapped around the room like fog. Then, a single sheet of paper slid under the door. My son froze. Don't touch it. But Emily reached it before any of us could stop her, hands shaking as she lifted the page. There was only one line written across the paper in the same handwriting we'd seen in Samuel's last letter. You never told them. Emily's breath stuttered. Told us what? My husband stepped forward, snatched the paper from her hands and crumpled it. This isn't from him. How do you know? My son demanded. My husband looked at me, really looked at me, with eyes full of something old and haunted. Because the night your mother wrote her hidden will, she wasn't alone. My stomach dropped. Charles, don't. But he didn't stop. You told him you were pregnant, Lydia. His voice cracked like breaking glass. You told him you didn't know whose child it was. Emily's eyes widened. My son's face drained of color. I felt the room closing in. That's why he stayed, my husband continued, his voice shaking. He stayed to see if the child was his. He stayed to watch our family from a distance. He stayed because he never stopped loving you. Stop, I whispered, tears burning behind my eyes. Please. And when your son was born, Charles said, staring at our son with a pain I'd never seen before. He never knew the truth. My son stumbled back. Mom, what is he talking about? I reached for him, but he recoiled as if my touch burned. No, tell me. Tell me right now. The words lodged in my throat. I had buried this truth so deep I had prayed even God would forget it. But now, my son's voice cracked, choked, furious, terrified. Am I his? Am I Samuel's? No, I whispered fiercely. You are your father's son. I swear it. But the hesitation, the tiny pause before I spoke, was enough to shatter him. He staggered back like I had struck him. His breaths came in broken gasps. You don't believe me, I whispered, heart sinking. He shook his head, not in denial but disbelief. I don't know what to believe anymore. Before I could say another word, thud, something slammed against the door. Hard, violent. Emily screamed and stumbled into my arms. My husband grabbed the fireplace poker. My son grabbed a lamp. The pounding grew louder, boom, boom, boom. Each strike shaking the house. Everyone into the back room, my husband shouted. But I couldn't move. My feet were rooted to the floor. Because suddenly, between the blows, I heard the voice again, clearer, sharper, more desperate than before. Lydia, please, I need to explain. It was Samuel's voice, and this time, I recognized the agony in it. My son's jaw clenched. Dad, what if it really is him? My husband shook his head. It's not. Samuel didn't speak like that at the end. He didn't have the strength. His grip tightened on the poker. Whatever is out there isn't a man. The doorframe cracked, splintered. Then, silence again. My heart pounded so hard I thought it would tear through my chest. Charles, I whispered, barely able to breathe. What does it want? His expression hardened. The truth. The one we never told. I turned to Emily, who looked pale and lost. Your father. He wasn't supposed to suffer alone. I wanted to protect everyone. But secrets, they don't die. They only wait. She wiped her tears. My father said he did something the night you left him. Something he regretted. He didn't tell me what. A chill spread up my spine. My husband closed his eyes for a long, agonizing moment. He came to the house that night. When you told him you chose our family, his voice dropped. He begged you to change your mind. When you refused, he lost control. Emily gasped. No, he wouldn't. But he had. I felt the old bruise bloom inside me again. The memory I had buried beneath years of forgiveness. He grabbed my arm, I whispered, touching the place where his fingers had once bruised my skin. He was desperate. He wasn't thinking. And Charles. My voice broke. Charles pulled him off me. They fought. Samuel fell down the steps. The room went silent. My husband looked away, guilt shadowing his face. He ran that night. Left town. But he came back later. He watched from a distance. He sent letters he never mailed. He waited for a chance to make things right. Emily sank onto the sofa, hands covering her face. He wasn't a monster, I said softly. Just a man who loved too much. And too wrongly. My son whispered. Then why does it sound like he's come back? The lights flickered. The air grew cold. And then, a soft whisper floated through the cracks in the door. Not angry. Not violent. Just mournful. I'm sorry, Lydia. My breath stilled. I never meant to hurt you. Or him. Or the child. Tears spilled down my cheeks. Samuel, please let us go. Another whisper. I can't. Not yet. My husband stepped forward, voice firm. What do you want? The answer came like a sigh from the other side. The truth. The one she never told anyone. My son swallowed. What truth? My hands trembled violently. He wasn't returning for me, I whispered. Emily looked up. Then for who? I exhaled, the final secret clawing its way out of the grave I'd buried it in decades ago. For the child I lost. Silence. Dead, absolute silence. My son blinked. Lost? Emily's eyes widened. You mean? I nodded slowly. Before either of you were born, I was pregnant, and I didn't know whose it was. The stress, the guilt, the fear. I lost the baby before I could ever know. My husband closed his eyes. My son covered his mouth, stunned. Emily cried softly. And Samuel, I whispered, voice shaking uncontrollably, never forgave himself. Not for the fall. Not for the fight. Not for the fear he caused. The house felt unbearably still. He thought he killed our child, I whispered. My husband wrapped an arm around me. But he didn't. It wasn't his fault. A soft tapping came from the door. Gentle. Faint. Like a man finally too tired to knock hard anymore. I'm sorry, the voice whispered one last time. Then, a sound like a breath being released. A soft fading sigh. And the pressure in the house lifted. The air warmed. The shadows receded. The voice didn't return. My husband approached the door slowly, cautiously, and pulled it open. No one was there. Only a folded letter lay on the doorstep. He picked it up, handed it to me. My fingers shook as I opened it. One sentence was written inside. Thank you for finally telling our truth. I pressed the letter to my chest, tears falling freely. Emily wrapped her arms around me, sobbing. My son quietly joined, his anger melting into something fragile and human. And my husband, my loyal, forgiving, steadfast husband, held all of us together. The past was no longer a ghost beating at our door. It was finally mercifully at peace. And for the first time in decades, so was I.
Thank you for watching and listening to my stories. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Voice of Grandma.